they said in 50 years' time. We'll have manned flight 50. They did it 1.5 months later.
But all this doesn't disprove the existence of God. All you're demonstrating is that
I didn't set out.
No, wait, hang on. All you're demonstrating is that you, as human beings, you're able to change the reality from something that exists. If you human beings are so smart,
I believe you're a human being.
Yeah, I am. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
And you're human, as far as I know.
As if I were a different group.
Hang on.
I'm on the same side.
Okay.
We're all human.
Exactly. So if we humans are so smart, we should be able to create a wing of a fly from nothing. Can you do that?
Well, we probably will be able to, yeah.
You will never be able to.
You don't? Well, that's my point. The people who
you can only simulate, but you can never create a wing of a
perfected
fly.
manned flight said we won't be able to do it for 50 years and did it 18 months later. You don't know what's going on in the laboratories.
That's artificial intelligence. I'm talking about the natural, the nature.
Manned flight's not artificial intelligence.
No. I'm talking about the fly. Even a fly. Can human beings create a fly?
I'm sure we will be able to. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
From what ingredients? From what materials?
Well, we can stitch together at the.
Can you create an eye like yours?
We will be able to. Yeah.
How?
We'll be able to grow them in a lab. Have you not seen the mouse with the ear growing on its back?
Okay, wait, hang on.
Have you not seen that?
I'm talking about from. I'm talking about.
You haven't seen that?
No. I'm
They've
talking
got
about
a human ear.
No,
on
I'm
the back
talking
of a mouse.
No, I'm talking about from nothing. From no materials. Can you?
So you're talking about how you get material in the first place.
Yes.
How can material spontaneously?
Yeah. How can non-existence brought into existence?
The mathematics, to be truthful, is beyond my ken.
Mathematics is the abstract.
Is it?
Yes.
How do you know?
Can you show me two?
Is it not an a priori?
A two walking.
Mathematics exists even though we haven't discovered it.
No, mathematics is an abstract, and even mathematics.
You asked me earlier, could something exist if we haven't discovered it?
Yeah, but I'm talking about reality will always be there. The difference is you human beings, us as human beings, we may not be able to discover that reality. Okay? Which shows you how little our knowledge is. Right? We're still discovering. But science will never ever be able to explain how did the universe come to exist? Where did it come to exist?
Never. Long time.
So do you not think that another avenue of knowledge that we can use is rationality and sound intellect?
Well, yeah, but that would also require that we are transparent to ourselves. We're not transparent to ourselves.
Okay.
You don't even understand half your
motives.
Okay, so what is? You do things.
Okay, so what
We're
is
a mystery to ourselves?
Okay, what is your criteria of reality?
What is my criteria? I don't understand the question.
Okay, so when you say this is real, this is not real, what criteria are you using?
Did I say something was real or something?
So are you real? Are you in the Matrix?
I may be. How would we know? How would we know if we weren't? It would feel real to us, wouldn't it?
So how do I know what you're saying is true then? See, what you're doing is you're being very disingenuous with due respect. I know, you know for sure that you're real, you exist, right? So my question to you is, what?
That's a very solipsistic.
So so this bike that you have, is this real?
Well, because it feels real.
No, you just know it's real.
I mean, it might be.
Why do you need to think?
It might be. I mean, put it this way. I routinely get on it and cycle down here.
Are you certain that you exist?
Yeah. Okay.
You're not certain you exist. So how can you? So hang on. How can you be certain about anything then?
You can't.
You can't. Yeah.
You can't
I know
be certain.
these people.
That's why I'm always amazed by people who are certain of things. How can you be?
So you're in the Matrix.
Maybe. You may be.
So who am I talking to?
Well, you may be. I may have been promoted from a non-player character.
No. So you see.
But how do you know?
What's your name?
Alistair.
Alistair. How certain do you say your name's Alistair?
Well, because that's what I was brought up with.
Come on, Alistair, please be honest with yourself, man. Honestly speaking, no person will take this seriously. You know that you exist. The question is,
you're taking it seriously, and I'm taking it seriously. He seems to be taking it seriously.
I don't think you are, because you know from the bottom of your heart.
I see the world as a very provisional place.
No.
That we can't be certain. That doesn't mean that we can't act in accordance with things and principles.
Okay, are you married?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm engaged.
You're engaged?
Yeah.
How certain are you that you're engaged?
I'm pretty certain.
So
I dropped some money on the ring.
there you go. So you are certain about. So you are certain about something, yeah?
Well,
why?
I mean, in as much as we're using language in a day-to-day manner, but if you're talking about the deeper seated meanings of reality,
Okay.
how can you be so certain?
Oh, good question. So, am I right? Am I correct to say that science is your?
We have a day-to-day
Yes.
language of
Yes.
certainty and reality and solidity. And
Yes.
but if we're going deep and we're saying philosophically,
Are you certain you're going to die? Even though you have never experienced, but are you certain that you're going to die?
it looks like on the balance of probabilities that it's a high chance.
So on the basis of probability. Okay.
well, there's no
So how probable this universe came from nothing?
Well, that is a little bit above my pay grade in terms of the physics.
What do you mean
and
above
maths
pay
of
grade?
it. But I would say,
I'm not a scientist.
I would say that the universe. Put it this way: I know where you're going with this, but to me, the appearance of the universe, or my experience of being in the universe, is such that it's very complicated. It appears enormous. It seems that we don't have the best questions. It seems that if we got beyond our planet and went out there into the stars, we would find better questions. So, is it possible that the thing spontaneously appears?
You tell me.
Out of nothing.
You tell me. Nothing is the absence of some
I don't
absence
think
of
the idea
something.
that creating a creator who appeared out of nothing in order to create something that didn't exist makes it any more simple. It's an added complexity to
No.
an already gigantic mystery.
No, what we say, we define the creator as someone who is self-sufficient. Yeah, self-sufficient,
But why can't
independent.
the universe be self-sufficient?
Good question. Good question. Very good question. The reason why, because if you look at everything in the universe,
Yeah.
they're all contingent. They all have a beginning. For example, we are part of the universe, correct? You know that we have a beginning. I have a beginning, you have a beginning. 100 years ago, you didn't exist. Yeah? See, that is an evidence of itself that the universe is not independent. Because at one point, you didn't exist, I didn't exist.
So you're saying that what?
Because the universe, by definition, doesn't only refer to the cosmos. The universe is everything in the natural world, right? Including us.
So when did the universe get created?
When?
When did the universe get created?
Well, according to science, they say the universe 13.7 billion years ago.
Can you believe that?
No, not particularly. No.
When do you?
I believe that God, the Creator, is the originator of everything that exists.
When did he create the universe?
When did He create the universe? I don't know. Why? Why does that matter?
Right.
Why
Because you seem very
can't?
sure.
Hang on. Why does that matter? The timing. Let's first understand if there is the Creator or not. That's more important.
I don't know how you know that.
Okay. I spoke to this brother recently. Okay, we know. Okay, do you know for sure that you didn't create this natural world? You didn't create the universe, right?
The difference between our position is you're full of certainty and I'm full of doubt, and I'm comfortable with the doubt.
But I'm using my rationality, sound intellect.
I understand, but it's imperfect. It's not a disrespect to you. All rationality is imperfect in humans because we aren't reliable.
But I claim
Have you ever lost your temper?
Wait. Hang on.
Have you ever taken an instant dislike to somebody who walked in a room?
Hang on. Even in science, you need to use reason
Yeah.
to make assumptions. So, for example, you know the expansion of the universe, right? Right. The expansion of the universe. Edwin Hubble,
Yeah.
the American astronomer, right?
Yeah.
He used his own, invention called the Hubble telescope. He observed the sky,
I think it was
and
named after him.
he saw that the gap. Yeah,
That's not what they.
okay, but
he observed the red shift.
no problem. But he observed the red shift, correct?
Yeah.
Now he had to make an assumption that if the red shift is receding from each other, then at one point it must come back to singularity. But nobody saw the singularity. But you still have to make assumptions from evidence. So you have to use rationality.
Yeah.
So that's my whole point. Why do we use rationality then?
Well, at what point does? How do you rationally explain the existence of a creator?
How do I rationally?
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
fine.
saying because if there wasn't one, how could? I don't understand.
Okay. First of all, this natural world here, right? There's one thing that we know for sure, which is called universal knowledge. We as human beings did not create the mountains and rivers and trees. We know that for sure. We didn't create giraffes. We didn't create human beings, right? Because at one point we didn't even exist. let alone the universe, right? Right? So we know for sure that's the universal knowledge.
Where do we come from?
Right? Where do you come?
Where do humans come from?
Where do you believe it comes from?
I was asking you.
Okay, you ask it. I believe that the Creator has given us life.
So, did we come from chimpanzees?
No,
We didn't evolve from chimpanzees.
no. Can you give me any
Do we have
evidence?
a common ancestor with chimpanzees?
No, we believe that we come from Adam and Eve.
Right.
You're the first human beings.
And Adam and Eve had 2 or 3 children?
A lot.
A lot.
It was
So
about
did they
21,
commit
said,
incest
the
as a
twins.
family?
No, so at that time there was a different law and rulings and
from the
laws.
start.
Yeah.
So they all interbred with the same family?
So yeah, so what we say is from then, yeah, it started with like, so
We know
Eve,
what
we believe
happens
that
when
Adam.
you have sex with your brothers and sisters.
No. So what happened is every time Eve conceived, there's twins, right? There were twins,
Male,
right? Male and female.
Yeah, male.
So the immediate relation.
No, that's what.
Oh, wait, hang on. Can you define for me belief? What is belief?
I don't know.
No. It sounds like hang on. It sounds like as though but you believe in something. Come on, you believe that you
Do you
exist.
believe in not anything being certain?
I believe that
Non-certainty.
there's fundamental uncertainty.
No.
And actually my belief is we'd all get along.
So you're using the word
better.
belief. So tell me, what is the definition of belief?
I'd say if I'm using it in the colloquial way, I have certain principles and beliefs. If you're talking about at a fundamental level, then it all becomes degrees of uncertainty. and
So do you
probability.
believe in Darwin evolution?
It seems to. The evidence seems to fit the theory.
Ah, okay. So you're not
For
sure.
example, I've been to Undaluvi Gorge in Tanzania.
Okay.
And they have dug up skeletons and they've tracked the DNA.
Yeah.
And it seems to indicate that there
Yes.
was a common ancestor
Yes.
between chimpanzees and humans.
Okay, but scientific method by definition means repeated experimentation and observation.
Yeah.
But you can't do repeated experiments of Darwin evolution. So you do have a belief.
Why not?
Because
Why can't you do repeated?
because here's the difference. Theory and fact are two completely
Have you
different
heard of
things.
the Manchester moth?
No worry. Okay, but you can bring that later, but let me try and deal with your point. There's a difference between theory and fact. Okay? A theory means when you have when you have some substantial evidences, to back the statement, right?
What do you mean by
Okay.
fact?
A fact meaning, okay, for example, that the Earth is round, the Earth is spherical.
But definitionally, what is a fact?
Okay, a fact, according to science, something that you can observe and you can do repeated experimentation.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
So a fact, see, I don't believe in facts. What I believe in is degree of probability that it's probably correct. But there's no fact. Science does not have facts.
So this is what he believes.
No, it's not. Well, that is a type of probability. It's not the definition of probability.
Fact is truth, right?
No, there's no truth.
Do you know even probability doesn't exist in the real world? I'll tell you why. Because even probability has some set of patterns. So for example,
You think there's patterns in everything?
yeah, so for example,
You don't think
if
there's non-repeating patterns?
Yeah, so-
have you
so-
ever heard of the 3-body problem?
so let me tell you my reason why.
Right.
For example, if I was to give you a multiple choice question, okay? Who won the World Cup in 1966? A, Germany, B, Italy, C, England, D, Albania, say for example, right?
There's a
What's the
consensus.
chances? What's the chances?
There's a consensus that, and again, this is depending on how deep you want to go.
No, but how?
There's a historical consensus that England won the World Cup in 1966.
Wait, okay,
Pleased to say.
irrespective, irrespective, yeah.
But
hang on,
just go back to my point.
Wait,
because
let
I
me.
think
Okay, you can go, but let me make my point, then you can come back.
Can I
Yeah.
finish my point first?
Go on then.
So I was going to say, like, there's percentage of probability. So if I drop this
Yeah.
on the floor,
Yes.
it will fall in that direction. And,
Yes.
and if we all do that every day, everything we drop.
Yes.
But the day that we drop something and it doesn't fall,
Yeah.
then that's going to deny that the theory of gravity is
Yeah, but
correct.
is that conceivable? Hang on. That's a weak example.
If you drop heavy thing, you go straight down.
It's
If
repeated.
you drop a paper,
Exactly.
you go straight down.
Exactly.
Can I ask you a question?
Wait.
If you drop a feather
Go on.
and a steel ball,
Yes.
will they fall at the same speed?
No, they wouldn't.
Okay. In a perfect vacuum, will they fall?
Big example.
See, this is a hypothetical. This is all hypothetical. Let's
No,
deal.
they've done this.
Wait,
They've
no.
done this. They've created
Let's
a
no.
virtually
Alistair. Let's deal with reality first before you make your own hypothetical scenarios, right?
This is
Wait,
a scientific
no, you gave the
experiment.
example. You gave the example of your thing dropping, right? That is repeated. it will always fall. So there's no question of probability.
It's
Okay.
a bit like
So
the story of turkeys. They say every day, the farmer's so nice to me, and then on Christmas Eve, they get their heads chopped off.
okay, how probable can you become a lamppost?
I'd say it's a high degree of improbability.
High degree of improbability.
Yeah, but it's a percentage chance. It's like 99.9.
But is it conceivable? But is it conceivable?
It's conceivable because you just
What?
conceived it.
No, I could,
You just
no.
conceived
I'm putting forward a situation.
Yeah, you've conceived of it, so therefore
No, I
it's
didn't.
conceivable.
I'm
asked me, could I become a lamppost? And you have conceived of the very idea. So yes, it's conceivable.
Okay, so just because I asked you the question, could the universe come from nothing? That means I'm entertaining the possibility of nothing.
Correct.
No, it's not.
You just did.
No,
You just did.
it's just a question.
You just literally posited the possibility.
No, it's not.
No.
No. Nothing doesn't exist in the real world. This is what I'm trying to say.
Nothing is
We only
absolute
conceptualize it. We only conceptualize to appreciate there is something. Do you understand?
So you think there is a possibility of nothingness?
Nothingness doesn't exist in the real world.
Okay, just a quick question. Do you think that you can become your mother?
Do I?
Do you think that you will ever become your mother?
I think it's extremely unlikely.
Okay, but now would you say that's conceivable?
Well, you just conceived it.
Okay, so you agree that could potentially happen?
I agree that you've conceived of an idea.
So-
I
so
can't-
all he's
I
doing
can't
is
say
trust.
with
That's what he's doing.
100% certainty that won't happen.
So you're going by trust.
So 100%. So 100% certain that
I'm
won't
saying
happen.
it's 99.99999
So all I-
reoccurring. So that
So not
gives
100% now,
degrees of
99.99.
certainty.
Hang
So
on.
it's 99.99, not 100% now.
Yeah.
It's not 100%.
So,
Nothing's
so now you.
Nothing's 100%.
Yeah, he's uncertain and
Hang on.
existence.
So for you, it's all about trust. You trust something.
No, I think it's
That's belief.
I think it's about probability.
That's belief.
I
Because
think it's about
A belief doesn't require proof. It doesn't require proof. That's the definition of belief. A belief means you have a set of propositions or statements that are considered to be true,
could they be
with or
wrong?
without evidence.
could a belief be wrong?
Could a belief? Yes.
All right.
Yes,
We
a
agree.
belief could be wrong.
The
Yes.
only difference between you and me
I
is
agree. I
you
agree.
you
But
think
if
your
we
belief
hang
is
on, a
right,
belief
and I
could
think
only
your belief
wait.
is wrong.
Hang on. A belief could only be wrong if you don't have any reasons. That's blind belief.
Okay, let me. I gotta close it, but I've enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, no problem,
I would
Alex.
say a couple of things. We all agree we need better questions. We all agree we shouldn't hurt each other in the process of asking those
Yes,
questions.
yes.
Hopefully, working towards what I would call higher levels of probability and certainty.
Yes.
And that's, I think, a good point to
And
end.
can we just, before you do leave, that's what we say, because just so you know, as a believer Muslim, what we believe in man about, close to nearly 1500 years ago.
Yeah.
Prophet Muhammad,
Sallallahu, yes.
and was revealed a scripture from God, right? And this scripture is God's words, and what we have now, and then what we say from then, we have conveyed the message in its entirety, from its originality to what we believe in now. That's what we believe, and we believe because we come from God, it's undoubtedly perfect. There's nothing there's no inconsistency, no contradictions. And
Take it. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Zaman, Muhammad Zaman.
Muhammad Zaman. Rahman. Nice to meet you, man.
They say,
Inshallah,
if
take care, man.
anyone other than God, so if it's with anyone other than God, bring a book like it or find any
Yes.
contradictions. So it tests us. So it doesn't say, just believe me. It's saying to you, go
Exactly.
out, do your research, and bring anything like it or find a contradiction.
And in a sense, he's saying what I'm saying, which is he's trying to reduce the percentage probability that it's incorrect by admonishing you or encouraging you to challenge it.
What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, He says 100%. What has been written here is 100% truth. Not 99% truth, it's 100% truth. That's what the claim
He would
is.
say that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Of course, because the claim is made from God.
I'm just merely letting you know something. And then why do we believe in the truth?
Didn't he dictate it from the angel Gabriel?
Well done. I like that, yeah. You don't go so
Didn't that angel Gabriel have 420 wings?
420 wings. I'm not sure on the deep. It is, yeah. It's a match. But
And more wings, more wings.
Yeah.
420. I mean,
Allah, we say God knows. Yeah. Huh?
How were they attached?
I mean, God knows.
God knows.
That's His
That's a very
creation.
complex set of hinges.
I mean, God's
on
very.
the back of one
I mean,
angel.
God, the creator of everything. I mean, it'll be like that
Exactly.
for Him.
But do you
Exactly.
believe in angels?
Yes.
You believe it? Have you ever seen them?
No.
No.
Hopefully,
So
maybe
you don't have
God
much
willing.
evidence. You don't have any personal evidence.
Have you seen Gravity?
Yeah. I just
No,
demonstrated.
no, you didn't. You
Have
see
you
the
seen
effects
wind?
of gravity.
Have you seen wind? You can feel the effects of it, though, right?
Have I seen my brain?
Yeah.
No.
So why do you believe in it? Why believe you have
It's a
brain?
concept, isn't it? Do you need to see in order to believe it? No, not necessarily. But I don't believe or disbelieve. There's degrees of probability.
Have you seen Darwinian evolution?
In real time, I think it's, from what I understand, it's taking place over an extended period.
So that's
of time.
trust. But I'm asking you, have you seen Darwinian evolution?
I don't think it's possible in the course of a human life in terms of, well, this is the interesting thing. It may be possible because the Manchester moth is changing back. There used to be moths around Manchester, they were white.
Yeah.
And after the Industrial Revolution, after several generations, they became black.
Yeah.
And the reason was, if they were white moths on a tree, the birds could easily spot them. So what appears in accordance with Darwinian theory is that
Ignore them.
is that a fault in the DNA created a black moth.
Okay.
And that black moth was less likely to be picked off the tree by a bird. And within, I think, 50 years, you maybe know the answers to this, within 50 years, all the moths around Manchester had gone from black to white.
Okay.
Now, if you'd lived at that time and seen that,
Yes.
you could, with your hand on heart, say, I have seen personal evidence that evolution is at work. Now, I believe that let me use the word, I understand that process is now reversing itself. As Manchester's deindustrialised, it's now far more likely that you're going to get picked off a tree if you're a black moth and a white moth,
and this is
they're in the process of changing back.
And this is the very reason why you cannot use science as a criteria for your reality. Why? Because it keeps changing. It keeps shifting.
No, but the process is the same. The process is consistent.
The process is the same, but the conclusion will always be different.
Fitness for purpose.
Okay, I'll give you one example, yeah?
Because it is in religion, in a sense, and evolution. Because as I understand, your book is.
This is just
is
yeah,
a, no, I mean I'm talking about Holy
Quran,
Book. It's a derivation. It's got elements of the Torah lifted verbatim, word for word, from the Torah to the Quran. It's got elements. Jesus, in your version, is a prophet.
Correct, yeah.
Yes.
So in a sense, you've kind of picked the bits of other religions and added some extra bits.
All the Quran come down is confirming. It confirmed the previous scripture. That's all it's done, but it says it's Al-Furqan. The Quran come down as the final message. That was because what happened, them scriptures before it were getting, words were getting twisted.
Correct.
And by the mercy of God, he was like, you know what, instead of letting all humans go off the right path, I'll send out the final scripture confirming.
If another prophet arrived,
No.
there couldn't be another prophet.
No.
You know, God said this will be the last prophet. Out of his mercy, this will be the last prophet at the end of time.
And what would it take for you to believe of another prophet?
From God.
Would you reject another prophet if he came?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
if it's no, and what I'm trying to say to you is from the scripture, because a lot of people get this feeling, the Quran and Islam is against science. No, we have science miracles throughout the whole of the Quran.
Algorithm.
Yes.
70% of the stars are named with Arabic names.
Yeah. Al-Jabr,
The
yeah.
greatest library in existence was the Library of Baghdad.
Baghdad,
It was burned by the Mongols in
Yes.
1253.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
And you know
but there was a schism in Islam between the Mu'tazilites and the Azaris.
Yes.
And the Mu'tazilites were Neoplatonists.
Yes, they were. They were too
And they
into
said
logic. Yes.
that because God has given us reason, we have to use reason. And that if God existed before he wrote the Quran,
but we disagree with that.
You disagree?
Yeah.
So God wrote the Quran on his
No,
first day of existence?
no. We use our logic based upon the text.
Yeah, but
The Quran has always existed.
the Quran has always existed, even before it was written down.
It's with God.
So the Quran and God are
The
one and the
message
same.
was always, so the message that the Quran comes
Doesn't
with.
the Mu'tazilite tradition say that if God pre-exists, creation of... I mean, when did the Prophet Muhammad arrive?
Alright. This would be
In the 7th century.
622?
So he was born in the year 570
And
and died in the year
622.
632.
632.
Yes.
So did the earth exist before he came here?
Yes.
So God had already made the earth.
Yes.
But if God had already made the earth, didn't that mean that God had made the earth before he wrote the Quran?
Wait, no.
How is it existing?
No.
How can it exist?
What we
in
say,
isolation?
no. What we say,
The Quran and God are the same.
no. The Quran is the Quran is the speech of God. It's the speech of Allah. It's
So God
uncreated.
existed before the Quran.
No.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So when he wrote the Quran in sometime in the 5th, 7th century, when did it get written down?
When did it get written down? So we say it was part written down in the lifetime of the
And
Prophet.
what language was it
Arabic.
written down?
Arabic.
And when did Arabic script get invented?
What do you mean Arabic script? Sorry.
So there's a, like we
Oh,
write
you mean the
in
vowel
German
system?
script.
You mean the vowel system? The vowel
What do you
system.
mean just in general? Yeah, sorry, what do you mean?
So the Arabic script wasn't invented till the 8th century.
No, the current Arabic script was taken from the Aramaic.
But that's a different. It's a bit different. It's a different language and it's a different script.
No, so
Aramaic.
Semitic languages.
the Arabs were writing various scripts.
Yeah, but the Quran was originally written in Aramaic, not
No,
in
no,
Arabic.
Arabic.